We're in the Orange Room on a Friday afternoon. It's 4 p.m. Central. In a house on a Friday afternoon, and it's 4 p.m. Central. What's going down, y'all? The time has come for a powerful, powerful, action-packed hour. It's our Fishman Takeover, ladies and gentlemen. We've been doing this since April. I think the first week in April we began it. The first week in April we began it. I'm just going to share this with some special friends in various places. Hey, Greg and Dylan, says Michael. Hey, what's going on up there in the Dual Metropolitan Complex? The Dual Metropolitan Complex is a place with a fancy place. Face, what? I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Here we go. I'm going to serve this up. As you can see, I still didn't get my extension cord. It's really kind of a cry for help, just so we're clear. Kyle's here, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle and Dylan are going up north in a COVID-friendly environment. They're not risking themselves or others. They're going to be masked. They're going to be tasked with safety. And
we're going to the UPNA.
They're going to the UPNA. We got a new song about the UPNA. A lot of people don't know what the UPNA is. That's our way of saying up north. We're going to the UPNA. A lot of people don't understand that simple kind of talk. We're going to the UPNA. Nothing wrong with it either. It's good for you. So during these live feeds, for those of you who aren't aware, although I think most of our friends here have seen us in action before, every now and again we get a newbie. And I like that. I like when we get new people involved in our activities. Thank you very much. Norway, I see that. I appreciate you. I love Norway. It's been a while since I've been. I'm trying to think of the last time I played in Norway. I think it's been a good 10 years, to be honest with you. Time flies, ladies and gentlemen. Time flies when you're having fun. Tall Tree is new. Tall Tree is in the house. This Stratocaster right here has those Fishman Fluence pickups in it. That sounds so diggity doggone good. They make my damn nostrils flare in a powerful way. I don't know if you can see that. Can you come? Maybe we can't. I don't know if you can see my nostrils flaring, but that happens when I get so excited. That sounds good to me. One never knows when it'll end. The jams. The Phase 95 has been deployed for the purposes of rock and roll-hee-ho-hee-ho. For the purposes of rock and roll-hee-ho. How's it going out there, y'all? You all right? You okay? We're here in the orange room causing a little trouble. And yeah, I'm rocking the Strat today, which is, you knew it was going to end at some point. Any tips for avoiding tuning problems with them Strats? I just applied Loctite and saddle screws and it helped a bit. Boy, you know what? It's always something with these damn. This is something I learned years ago, and it may sound elementary, and maybe you already do it, but I'm telling you what, it could be a game changer for those who don't do it this way. When you change strings on a Strat, I like the bridge to float a little bit, so I get a good, I don't know, maybe a good whole step up, maybe, from the floating bridge. So keep the guitar in tune when you change your strings. Keep the guitar in tune, take one string off, put the new string on, get it in tune with the rest of the guitar. Yank on that son of a bitch. Yank on it, because it's going to go flat, and then you tune it up again, yank on it again, it's going to flat, and then finally it'll stick, and then the guitar will stay in tune. You go to the next string and do the same damn thing. And if you keep the guitar in tune as you change strings, it mitigates the guitar going, because when you take all the strings off at once, it's good for getting rid of the nougat and stuff that accumulates in the hard to reach spots. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it feels so satisfying to be able to take your guitar out, take all the strings off, and get some kind of a magical tapestry to put it on, and maybe get some incense going and turn on some Ravi Shankar or something, and you're going, oh, I'm going to change my strings. Oh, yes. And you take all the strings off at once, and that's like hundreds of pounds of pressure being taken off at once. Your guitar's going, ah, mercy. So keep the guitar in tune, diggity dog it, and go from one string to the next and yank on them. And by the time you're done with the sixth string, you can change strings like that 10 minutes before a gig, and that sucker will stay in tune pretty well. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? That's what I do. Oh, Seth, you like that? Yank on that son of a bitch. My new favorite Greg Koch quote. Yeah. Yank on that son of a bitch. You know, we're going to try a new tune for you. We got cooking. We were up in the Upna. He's going back to the Upna tonight.
Back to the Upna.
Back to the Upna. That's up north. That's how we say it. No one else does. Don't think it's like a thing. It's only a thing with us. And there are daddy longleg spiders in gratuitous quantities up north, and it's a benevolent creature. They're really not that, you know. I guess they have the potential to be nasty, but for the most part they aren't. But nothing makes my wife scream louder than the presence of a daddy longlegs. And so we came up with a song called Daddy Longlegs. Cruising along in the Upna. And it goes something like this. I'm working on the words. We'll see what happens. We got the chorus down. The verses are up in the air. But they're weird, which I think you'll enjoy. Tommy Brooks asks, will the Greg Jr. have the harmonic tremolo? No, it will not. That's one of the reasons why it'll be far less expensive, but it will have a delicious reverb. And there you go. Quips for cleaning. Tips for cleaning? I like where there's nougat, there's tone. That's my thought. So as long as there's pucky in between the strings, that's when you know you're doing something right. When there's pucky beneath the strings. Tell us about that luscious Tascam 24 and why it's the only one slider active. Well, we're using it as an interface right now. The only reason it's actually, the sliders are functioning as a monitor mixer basically for me. So the only thing I'm really hearing is my vocal. That's the only reason why the slider up. But however, especially when we do the live streams with Toby and everything, everything's going through this and then into the computer, and that's what you're hearing us through. So that's what's happening. It's a glorious sounding device. My buddy Joe Stopka set us up from Tascam, and we're going to be doing more and more stuff with it. Right now, we've only been able to use it as because we just haven't had a chance to delve into it more. But we will. We'll do some recording on it and do some videos. I also have a Model 12 over here as well, which is a delightful morsel. This is the Model 24. Thank you, Tascam. Thank you, Tascam. Yeah, the reverb on the Greg amp is delish. Daddy Longlegs. Who's ready for Daddy Longlegs? Who's ready for the Daddy Longlegs? Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs, headed up to Cribble with your Kobe beard. You look kind of scary, but there's only one to be feared. Daddy Longlegs, he's cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs, he's bringing the heat. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs, he don't need no web or killer bite. He just strolls along and it's all at first sight. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs, he's bringing the heat. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs, he's bringing the heat. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs. Now he's on the screen door. Now he's on the table. Follow the screams of those he makes unstable. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs, cruising along in the up now. Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs. He's cruising along in the Etna. He's bringing the heat. He's bringing the heat. Is that a fact or is it a fact? I don't know anymore. Someone asked for a little Jerry Reed with a Jimi Hendrix twist, so that's what you got. Sometimes I do what I'm told. Not often, though. Sometimes I do what I'm told. Daddy long legs, cruising along in the up now. So that effect I used on that last tune was actually what's on the amp, which is the harmonic vibrato. So the harmonic vibrato sounds like this. Sounds glorious. Whereas the Phase 95 sounds like this. Ladies and gentlemen, That's an old tune of mine called the Holy Grail. Holy Grail. Holy Grail. When I first recorded it, I had this. I had a rhythm partner. So I kind of married the two. Right? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I believe that's going to be one of the tunes that'll be transcribed in my book when it comes out. I believe might be out before the end of the year. We shall see. There's a second voice available. Oh, we got the close-up going on here. If I grab this little tone control here and pop it up, I get a second voice. Sounds pretty doggone good, am I right? I do have a new tab book coming out. Yes, sometime before the end of the year, it'll come out. There's only two things wrong with you, and that's your face. You say yes, but you mean no. You won't explain till I'm out the door. There's only two things wrong with you, and that's your face. My nose ain't growing, but it's still showing. But please don't forget, 'cause I'm a big boy and I can take it. hang up, that's when I take the fall. There's only two things wrong with you, and that's your face. There's only two things wrong with you, and that's your face. There's only two things wrong with you. That's your face. Just like that. There's only two things wrong with you, and that's your face. That sounds like judgment. That sounds like judgment, ladies and gentlemen. Are we having fun out there in movie land? That's a song of mine from back in the day. The anti-cramp position. Are you talking about the chords of that turnaround? Well, that's the way I finger it. Ladies and gentlemen. No, this is actually, maybe the coloring's a little weird, but it's actually just transparent white. Transparent white all day and all night. Can you dig it? It is ash. It is kind of zoomed in, isn't it? I think, here, let me see if I can change it. There we go. Back to there. Woo! Who knows? Who knows? It's right. Middle position sounds great in this guitar. Yes. These Fishman pickups, they slap cheek and leave 'em out. What? I don't even know what that means. Again, this is actually a Wildwood 10 Fender Custom Shop 57 Strat with the Fishman Fluence pickups on board. This Strat is delightful. It's lovely and delicious. Happy birthday, Timmer! Timothy Steiger, it's his birthday today. Timothy Steiger, it's your birthday today. Friday birthday, you know what that means? It means tonight you're going to get involved in some sin. Some sweet nuptial shindig sin. Not that I'm judging, not that I'm judging. That's not I'm judging. How's it going out there, ladies and gentlemen? We're having fun, as you can tell. Life is short. Have fun. That's my motto. Diggity dog it. Dylan's going to have fun this weekend. He's going to the Upna.
Yeah.
He's going to the Upna. A lot of people don't understand it. They don't understand going to the Upna. I'm going to the Upna.
You want to turn that mic a little bit?
Is it Ryan? Is it your birthday today too? Ryan's birthday today. Ryan's birthday. 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 Yeah, a song called Ryan's Birthday. Ryan Fitzsimmons, ladies and gentlemen, and Timothy Steiger. Today is a great day. It is the 14th of August, a day which will live in infamy as they burrowed their way out of wombs this day many years ago. Maybe not all that many years ago. Maybe there was no burrowing involved. But rest assured there was an exodus. Exodus. Movement of Mr. Steiger. That happened. Yeah. Can you dig it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I did the other day, Dylan? I played a little version. I was doing a Wildwood stream by my lonesome, and I played some rock and roll. I played some rock and roll for the people. And I played a song by the Rolling Stones. And I gotta tell you, I like them Rolling Stones. Who likes the Rolling Stones? Identify yourselves. Kyle, you a fan of the Stones? He's a fan of the Stones. The boys might listen to some Stones on their way to the Upna. Might listen to some Stones. And doggone it. One of my favorite records, other than all of them, is Some Girls. Some Girls is a good record. Very politically incorrect. If they came out with that stuff today, the Stones would be canceled, okay? Stones would be canceled, Stones would be canceled, Stones would be canceled. Stones would be canceled. But not now. Anyway, this is a song they did. Dylan, maybe you'll remember. We've never played this song before, but we're going to do it. Well, now you're a member of society. You don't worry about the friend that you used to be. You're talking heroin with the president. Yes, there's a problem, sir, but it can't be bad. Well, now you're protected in society. You don't worry about the things that you used to be. You're a red-faced girl, you're the queen of porn. You're the easiest lay on the White House lawn. Get out of my life, don't take my wife, don't look back. Get out of my life, don't take my wife, don't look back. You're so respectable. respectable. You're so respectable. You're so respectable. Get out of my life. Don't take my wife. Don't look back. Get out of my life. Don't take my wife. Don't look back. You're so delectable. You're so respectable. You're so respectable. Get out of my life. Don't take my wife. Don't look back. Get out of my life. Don't take my wife. Don't look back. Get out of my life. Don't take my wife. Don't look back. I like rock and roll. I like rock and roll. It's just like the scrolls foretold. Yes, the ancient scrolls, the emerald tablets spoke of the stones. Toth, the land of a minty. Yes. The land of a minty. I don't even know what that means. Sounds good though. The land of a minty. I like mint flavored things. I don't think that's what they were talking about though. In the emerald scrolls. In the emerald scrolls. This guitar I've got right here has my Fishman Fluence pickups on it. Fishman Fluence pickups. This is my signature Reverend guitar. But this one, this black one, is only available at Wildwood Guitars. The other ones are available wherever. The orange ones and the black ones are the ones that are a Wildwood exclusive. This has a little bigger neck on it. The black one's got a bigger neck. The black one have a bigger neck. The black one have a bigger neck. Will you demonstrate how to do the harmonics with the pick by the bridge, like Roy Buchanan used to do? Josh, that's bold talk. You choke up way on the pick so that the pick hits a note, and then right after it, the flesh of your thumb hits it. And then it just goes, and it just screams like a banshee in heat. Dylan and I are the same height. We're both 6'7"-ish. Keith probably wrote the ancient scrolls himself. You are correct. He probably did. With his strange vitamin regimen. Yeah, Keith, he's a rascal. Dill or sweeter butter chips? You know what? I'm not a fan of the dill chip. I got to be honest with you. You know what I've been digging? What's that company that I get the salt and pepper, cracked pepper one? The Crinkle cut. It's hard to say, but damn, they go down easy. I shove them in a big old mug, start chawing them up, and I say, oh, COVID-19. Oh, I can't take it. The world, food, oh, savory, sweet, savory. I go between the sweet and the savory. Hey, what's I like to say? It's better than Jaeger and Blow. Who's with me? Better than Jaeger and Blow. 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 Better than modern version. Better than Jaeger and Blow. Better than Jaeger and Blow. Back to the 80s. Sorry. We did an 80s version and we did kind of a modern version with the growler. Better than Jaeger and Blow. with a right? Modern version, you get that stuff out of your throat. I didn't know what any of that was. Anyways. Dylan's going to take off in like 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to head up to the up now. He's going to head on up to the up now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why don't we do one more, Dylan, and then you'll be on your merry way. Better than Jigger and Boat. Better than Jigger and Boat. Better than Jigger and Boat. I didn't even know what that was, ladies and gentlemen.
It was ours.
It was ours. Thanks, Dylan, back there for rocking with us on this Friday. He's going to the Upna. I hope he didn't see the daddy long legs. Well, whatnot. We don't have any problem with the daddy long legs. Daddy long legs, cruising along in the Upna. Good for you. Oh, somebody asked when the new P90 laden Gristlemaster is going to be coming out. Looking like we're getting that in December or January. We'll see. The situation is fluid, okay? The situation is fluid. Getting my Wild Red Gristlemaster from Wildwood later today. Well, congratulations, Wes. I hope you dig it. I know I dig mine. Diggity dog it. I happen to know, a little bird told me that Ryan Fitzsimmons is getting an orange Gristlemaster that's coming from Wildwood Guitars as a belated, perhaps, birthday gift. Whoa. Cruising along in the up now. I brought Steve some Boyden. I'm saying that wrong, from Louisiana. Watch Sonny Landreth. Ooh, play his Firebird. Oh, I'd love to come down to Lafayette, Louisiana. Sonny Landreth, oh, yes. Tom and Lisa are asking about the Greg Amp head version. They're coming. I know that is, they're on their way. Taylor Green asks, what is the neck shape on your guitar? On this particular guitar, it's a big old slight V. There's just a little bit of a slight V, but I would say, originally I thought it was like an October or November of '56 neck. That's what I was under the impression. But that's what I have on my old Fender Custom Shop guitar. It's got a big old neck. And that's what I aimed for this. I sent the neck to the Reverend folk, and they copied my neck. It's big and juicy. Ryan's excited. I like it. Whoa, what was all of that? Guitar sounds good. Yes. When's the Cocktail coming to UK? Tom, I think they're over there, Diggity Dog It. I know that Anderton's has these Gristle Masters. I know that Peach Guitars. I know that Merchant City Music also. There might be others that I'm not aware of. But if you want to check, you can go on the Reverend website, and they'll tell you exactly where to get them. But I know that those 3 locations for sure have them. And I have a new little relationship with my buddy Lee Anderson over in at Anderton's Music. We decided to do a little thing together involving this pedal, which I'm going to be announcing soon. They're going to be available. It's not a signature pedal per se. It's just I dug it, made a few little tweaks to it, and it's going to be coming out soon. And it's cool. Not very expensive either. Nice little pedal. Who are your country guitar influences? Well, initially it was Albert Lee and Mark Knopfler, really, and then Ray Flack, and then I started going backwards and figuring out, oh, James Burton, oh, Diggity Dog on it, there's Jerry Reed, there's Jimmy Bryant, there's Festus McCracken of the All Night Pounders. And so then, of course, Danny Gatton and Roy Buchanan were huge. Our boy, Clarence White. Something like that. Ooh, that was a little song of mine called, actually a Roy Buchanan tribute song that I came up with years ago called Dry Ice. And that was on the Radio Free Gristle record, which I would be reissuing soon. What's the secret button called on the Gristle Master? There's no official title of it that just changes the voices, but I call it the discombobulator, the flux capacitor. Press that button in. I'll do a little zoomed in so you can see it. Do a little zoomed in. This little button right here. See it? Right down there. Not for the faint of heart. That's kind of a cool thing. Yeah. Let's do it neat. Right? How many hours a day did you practice in your early years? You know what? I just kind of played all the time. I started playing when I was 12 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and I just was memorized with it. I practiced all the damn time. Then in high school, I started playing even more. I didn't do very well in school as a result. Because I was practicing all the time and really didn't care about schoolwork. Because I thought I was going to taste of the forbidden fruit of the tree of rock and eat it, and then just the gates of Babylon would open, and I would just walk right in and say, "Behold, here comes Drades, or come on Armstrong." Didn't quite work out like that, ladies and gents. I had to struggle and fight and struggle. And then eventually the kitchen entrance to Babylon was open, and I kind of walked in there, got myself a little treat. What? Anyway, so I practiced all the time. And then I went to college and I studied music. I was doing a live feed one time and I said I studied music, and somebody came, "What are you, some kind of an idiot?" Turned out all right. Can't really complain. I did study music. Really majored in beer, if we're honest. Not that I'm suggesting that to the youngins out there. I went to the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point. Actually had an excellent jazz program, and the mighty Mike Irish was heading the music department, actually the jazz department, and he was a guitar player. He was an open-minded jazz guitarist. And I say that because sometimes when you go to, especially in a state college situation, there's a jazz department. Usually it's like, "You must obey the ways of jazz, or you will perish in flames. And you must play an ES 175 or a variant with flat wound strings into a polytone amp, or you will burn in the perpetual fires of academic hell." And he wasn't like that. He said, "Hey, I dig all that tweedly-tweedle. hey, you might want to try this. And that was great. But there was also a brewery in Stevens Point, the Point Brewery. And every spring, the Bach would be made. Bach. And it'd be whispered around. I think Bach is coming out tomorrow. That was before the internet, so there wasn't like an official date of, I think Bach comes out tomorrow. Of course, we were in college, and it's not like we would have been, hip on dates anyway. Hey, I hear that, on April 19th at 9 a.m. It's like, what? Just let me know when it's out so I can consume it. And so sure enough, you'd hear the little whisper in the first class of the day. Hey, did you hear Bach's out today? What? Well, that meant the rest of the day's classes were optional. Again, I'm not condoning that kind of activity. And we'd go out and get that Bach beer and consume it. And really aided our studies quite a bit. Really kind of brought the whole intellectual mode of the whole campus and sculpted it into a very forward-leaning intellectual pursuit. What? Anyway, do you have a refret on your guitars often? Actually, not, Rob. I really haven't. I'm trying to think of any of my guitars I've had refretted. The Kitchen Entrance to Babylon. That was pretty good, wasn't it? That wasn't bad. You ever work for a big corporation ever again? I never worked for Fender. People think that I worked for Fender. I never did. I was always an independent contractor. And it was never enough to solely pay my bills. I had a bunch of other different things going on. So I always had my band stuff. I had the Hal Leonard thing. I started working with Hal Leonard probably year 2000 and started writing all those books and DVDs. And I did clinics for them as well. So I was never an official employee of Fender Musical Instruments. I would do workshops for them and video stuff for them. And I would, actually sometimes I just did concerts for them and whatnot. I did all kinds of stuff for them over the years. And then once the old cabal left, who were all my, Bill Schultz era was great. Bill Mondello era was great for me. We got along great. And then once they sold it to the Guitar Center guy, I started doing less and less. But I was doing other stuff by that point. But then by the time the new cabal purchased it, I stopped doing stuff altogether. And then it did contact me about a year ago or so, one of my old buddies from Fender. Hey, it's been so long since we've done stuff. What do you think about doing stuff? Like, well, now I've got my own signature guitar, my signature amp. I think it would be a little confusing for folk if I would do some stuff for the Big F. But you know what? The stuff that I've done with Wildwood and Fishman, and now with Reverend and my own career with my own stuff has altogether has been infinitely more fortuitous for me. Although I will say that I'm grateful for those Fender years for opening the door. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby. Main reason from keeping me from purchase one, the charging. Well, Omar, I can relate to that, although I will say that it has never been an issue for me. I've done tours where I've brought one guitar with my Fluence system on it. And, when I'm on tour, I probably change strings after every 2 or 3 gigs. When I'm only bringing one guitar, I'm changing them after 2 gigs, right? So I don't pop a string on the gig. So that's nowhere near 300 hours. So when it's fully charged, you get 300 hours fully charged. So a gig a night, what I'm doing, maybe a 90-minute set, sometimes 2 75s if that's the way it rolls, but usually it's like 1 90-minute set. So I'm nowhere near running out of power. But usually what I do is when I'm changing my strings, I just top it off. My son said it's a very boomer thing of me to do. I said, I'm Gen X. I'm not a boomer. Okay. De facto boomer, because all my older siblings were technically boomers. He says, you're on boomer hours. I'm like, what? Don't you judge me, son. Anyway, so I just top her off. So it's never been a problem. I've never been stuck without power. That being said, if someone doesn't play guitar as much as I do, and they leave their guitar plugged in, and they don't touch it for a couple weeks, and they come back, and they're like, oh, I left my guitar plugged in with my Fluence pickups, then you might have a problem, because a couple hours go by, a couple days go by, a couple weeks go by, and you haven't recharged your guitar and you've left it plugged in with the cable. That's going to be a problem. Can you dig it? Brian says the charging is one of the main reasons I bought it. You're a man of mystery, Brian, and I dig it. How long to charge? About an hour and a half to fully charge it. About an hour and a half. There's a little down on the bottom here. There's a little mini USB charger or plug-in. So I plug it in there. There's a little light that goes on that says red. It glows red. And that lets you know, ooh, I'm taking the power. It's so delicious. It's drinking up the sauce. And then when it goes green, it's had enough. It's all juiced up. It's suckled at the sweet teat of power. That sounds weird. I just kind of tethered myself there to this goddamn thing. Sorry, a little foul talk there. On the Strat, I've got they come with a 9-volt battery option. If you get a 9-volt, one 9-volt battery lasts for the 300 hours, but you can get for an extra upcharge. For an upcharge, you can get this back plate that has the lithium-ion battery, and again, the charger mini USB thing that you can plug in, and again, the red light will go on and says, oh, so delicious. Oh, sweet power. I'm taking you and eating. And then green light goes, I'm done, Zo. I've had it with your sweet power. Let us begin the rock. And that's what happens. Interesting question. How did you decide Reverend? Well, that is an interesting story. So I came up with the pickups. With my relationship with Fishman began, I was doing stuff for Wildwood. I was doing my own band stuff. I occasionally do stuff for Fender, mostly in Europe. They used me in Europe and overseas far later into the game than the USA folks did for whatever reason. Anyway, so I came up with this pickup system I didn't come up with it. Fishman approached me, and I was involved with them in developing these pickups and voicing them. And one of the things we decided to do was some signature sets, and the first one we wanted to do was this Telecaster set. So came up with the set of pickups, and I actually got some guitars from Wildwood. I got a Wildwood 1055 Tele in faded Fiesta Red. Many of you may have seen me with that guitar. First tours that we did with the Koch Marshall Trio, I used that guitar with my Fishman Fluence pickups in it. And the thought was actually that we might do a cooperative thing between Fishman, Fender Custom Shop, and Wildwood, and maybe come out with some guitars that were indicative of that white Strat and the Fiesta Red guitar. Well, let's just say that didn't pan out for whatever reason that I won't get into. And then in the meantime, Trevor Wilkinson approached me, who I've always loved Trevor's hardware. I've had it on my guitars forever. And he was working with a company in England at the time, and he goes, you know what, I'm gonna make a guitar for you, and if you like it, maybe we'll talk about a signature thing. I'm like, okay, because he liked the pickups. So he made me a guitar, and at first I was like, this one's really kind of heavy. If we do something maybe a little different, so we changed this, that, and the next thing. And then a guitar that I really liked, but business-wise, it just didn't work out. Not because of Trevor, but just because of the situation, it didn't work out. It just didn't seem to make sense to do, so I didn't do it. So then I was fine. I was doing my thing. I was doing, again, just satisfied playing the instruments I had. But there was always in the back of my mind a recipe that I wanted for a T-style guitar that was different from what was available with current manufacturers of said instruments. And I'd known Ken from Reverend for a few years because he would come out to Wildwood and do videos, and we just had a great rapport. We got along great. We were both about the same size, and we had a humorous rapport. And he started bringing out some other signature artists of Reverend, and we'd do some jamming together. I just dug the vibe of the whole company, and Joe Naylor and Penny and Ken. I just dug them. I thought they were cool folks, and we got along great. And then I'd see him when I'd be doing Fishman stuff at like Nashville NAMM, and the Reverend booth would be right next door. And we just started shooting the breeze, and one thing led to another, and I got a Pete Anderson East Sider guitar, which is a very Telly-esque thing. and we had it loaded with Fishman Fluence pickups. And they loved the pickups. The Reverend guy's like, these pickups sound great. And I'm like, this guitar sounds great with them in. So I ended up doing a Reverend party in Nashville with the Koch Marshall Trio, with the KMT. And I used that guitar. I used a Pete Anderson with my pickups in it. And then we started talking about maybe doing a signature instrument. And then all this kind of came to fruition. I had some ideas of what I wanted to do, slightly larger body, wanted to use the pickups, obviously. We had Joe Naylor had the idea for this raised middle section because I had kind of a telebird made by a buddy of mine. It was a Firebird body with like tele controls and a tele neck with that raised middle section. Why don't we do that? And then, yeah, one thing led to another, and that was that. And it turned out to be a perfect fit. So they're just great people. The guitars are magnificent. Literally, the way they come in the mail to me when I get them, they're set up, ready to rock. That's the way I play them. So how the Gristle Masters come from the factory is how I play them. And the only thing I ever change out is I get rid of the triple string tree and put on the double one. And I'm actually thinking of just taking off the string tree altogether. Just because it hinders me from doing my stuff back here. Other than that, that's the only difference between the guitars I play and the guitars that come from the factory. That's pretty doggone cool. You know what, Mark Knight? I'm going to continue with this short chord just because it freaks people out. Is it a cry for help? Maybe it is. Every time I remember it, it's like 5 minutes before I have to do it. I was like, damn it. I get carried away. As soon as I hang up the phone here, I'm off and running. So speaking of which, I got to do that. Folks, you have a glorious weekend. Birthday people. Ryan, I think it was Tim. Have a glorious birthday today and a glorious birthday weekend. We'll see you cats on Monday. Enjoy yourselves, stay safe, and we'll see you later, alligator.